So Hayley, first of all, talk about the Europeans. Just come back from that.
Yeah.
Not happy with the result, but what was the ride like? Because it was quite a lumpy course, apparently.
Yeah, it was, and it was a really fun course. I really liked it, and actually, I'm quite happy with my ride. It's one of those situations, almost a little bit like after the national championships in 2017, when I think I spoke to you and said that I was happy with my ride, but not with the result that it generated, and I kind of need to go away and look at why that result came out of the performance, because up until the final climb, my numbers were exactly where I wanted them to be. Technically, I think I executed the course really well, which is something that maybe I've not done as well in the past, but definitely this year I think I really nailed the technical sections. And yeah, I maybe blew up a little bit on the final climb, but other than that, my power numbers were where I wanted them to be. So I think I just need to, it'll take time to analyse it properly, and I want to do like a proper job of it, and Mark's kind of starting to look at it, but want to work out exactly why I didn't get the result that I wanted out of that performance, and how I need to kind of go back now and reset and make sure that I'm getting the results I think I should be and can, next year.
How is it going into such a major event, representing the country, but on the back of so little racing?
It's really difficult because, I'm not sure exactly when the course was announced, but I certainly saw the route for the time trial not that long before the event, and I certainly didn't know I was going until relatively soon, before the event. So actually, it's quite difficult to prepare for a course that you don't know, and I think that's probably why I blew up a bit on the last climb, because the way that I rode that course, whether it was right or wrong, I don't know, but the way I rode it was very, very overpower, and then underpower a bit, very overpower, and that's not something I do very often, which is probably why I blew up a bit on the final climb, because I'm not used to riding like that so much. And if I'd known that those were going to be the demands of the course a long time ago, and probably even if I'd had more road racing, because that's the kind of thing that road racing helps train. If I'd known that before, then maybe I would have trained differently or been able to better execute that kind of pacing. And it's difficult when you're training thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll get to do this race, and then that race doesn't happen. It's difficult to know when to build up and when to start backing off. And it's hard for athletes, but also for coaches, I think, to plan into events that you don't know what the demands are going to be or if they're even going to happen.
Well, I guess the big goal is the World Championships then. One of the reasons you're here today?
Yeah. World Championships is always a goal. I think, I want to go and ride the World Championships if I get selected. And if I get selected, I want to give a better account of myself than I did last Monday. But I think, I need to not just think about the World Championships. I need to think about how I become a better athlete and improve on the things that I maybe didn't get right last Monday, and that's probably going to be a longer job than 3 weeks until Worlds or 4 weeks until Worlds. So that'll be a kind of longer term goal. But obviously, I really want to go to the Worlds and give a better account of myself. And I had a good ride today, I think. So.
Well, just talk about the ride today. What was the course like? It was a 10 mile. It was nothing like the 10 champs yesterday.
No, I don't know the course that well from yesterday, but I've seen it on a map, and it basically yesterday looked like an out and back with a bit of a climb. Was it a climb on the way out and a descent on the
slide,
something like that? It's different. I like courses like today. I really like it. I actually did a 14-mile TT at the start of August up north that was hosted by Pirate Juice. And that was a brilliant course as well. It was 2 laps of a 7-mile circuit that was sort of similar to this, a bit more technical, a bit more on and off. To be honest, I had a bit of a week into this because I travelled back Tuesday, tried to train Wednesday and got excruciating pain in my left leg to the extent where I couldn't turn the pedals. So had emergency WhatsApp conversations with my physio, 2 appointments with my physio Friday and Saturday. I did an effort Saturday to check that my leg was actually going to function, and that was okay. So after Saturday I was like, okay, I can race on Monday. And then yesterday in training, in my pre-race ride, I crashed on my road bike. So I've got minor scrapes, but I destroyed a road helmet, so I clearly whacked my head.
There's always a shock element to falling off as well, which affects you.
It was so stupid. Like, I went through a bit of water, which I've been through before because it's quite near my house, but my wheels just came out from under me because it was wet. That bit of road was wet. In terms of like road rash, I basically just slid, and I've only got a minor hole in the jersey I was wearing. But I think I whacked my head because, the back of my road helmet is in pieces, which is not ideal. Obviously, I had a bit of a headache, but no other concussion symptoms, and I felt totally fine this morning. Otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't have ridden because I'm not going to risk that. But it was one of those things where you're like, not another thing before racing on Monday. But yeah.
So what's the final lead up to the Worlds now?
To be honest, I need to find out if I'm selected.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to look at where they're actually happening, if they're still happening on the same dates and what the courses are.
Yeah.
And then I guess I go away and talk to my coach and work out what I do exactly, because it's not that long. And I'd like to have a chance to build up a little bit more before I back off. But exactly how much time I've got to do that, we need to look at it. But I was kind of focused on getting through firstly last Monday and then today, because these were the two races that I knew I had on my calendar. So I need to talk to my coach and work it out.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.